Hey you! Yeah, you goofy motherfucker! Have you ever been playing one of your favorite games, and then you get to a boss that you absolutely love that just makes the game have tons more substance? Have you ever been beginning to get bored with the game, but then you fight a boss so hyped that you just get topless and break dance on your living room floor? Have you ever been blowing through a ridiculously hard game, but then you end up dying on the last phase of the final boss? Have you saved recently? No! Well, call now! For one easy payment of $7.99.99, you can get nothing. And if you call within the next 15 minutes, you can pay another fee of $7.99.99. So call 1-800-GO-FUCK-YOURSELF and I'll throw in this free loaf of bread for an extra $30. Call 1-800-GO-FUCK-YOURSELF now. Number 10. Okay, try to imagine a crossbreed between a mentally impaired spider and the biggest pussy you know, and boom, you got Gohma. Gohma is probably the easiest bosses in Zelda in hell, video game history. But you know, that's what gives her so much charm. If you have to take anything longer than 2 minutes to beat this thing, you should just put the controller down and go hump a cactus. I love Gohma so much, just because of her blatant presentation. For a kid, that intro was pretty intimidating. You walk in and you don't see anything until you look up and you can see her lurking above you. That's false advertising, because she's a punk bitch, but atmospheric nonetheless. Number 9. Remember when I said Gohma was a punk bitch? Well, check out this alcoholic. This here is a doll, or however you pronounce it. Majora's Mask was the best at having some stupid ass boss names. And isn't a doll with some kind of 80s orange juice or some shit? I don't know. All I know is I love this fight. Watching him freaking Michael Jackson around the room, chanting things that I bet if we had a translator for, we'd have to change the rating to this game to adults only. He's freaking huge too. And even though this fight is about as easy as 90% of the girls in high school, it had a lasting impression and just reinforces my reasoning for Majora's Mask being my favorite Zelda game. Number 8. Okay, I love this fight because the boss is actually following you around for a nice portion of the dungeon. It isn't until you put her ass into the sunlight where she decides to show off her true titties, and damn, they're too spooky for me. You see, I've always liked subtle things in stories, and even though you can pretty much tell from the beginning that she's a bad guy, the fact that it isn't confirmed until the end kinda puts a smile on my face. That, and she's a pretty good challenge because this bitch turned on infinite ammo and she can decapitate herself at will. I really like this fight. That's really all there is to it. Number 7. You like getting your ass whooped? You do? You kinky motherfucker. Dark Link is not always considered a main boss. He's usually considered a mini boss, but damn, he pushed my shit in more than anyone else could, so he's pretty fucking boss to me. You see, I love a good challenge, but he doesn't take any of your shit, alright? He doesn't just hand your ass to you. He fucks it, cuddles it, does taxes with it, skydives with it, sautés it, puts it on the platter, and feeds it to you on Thanksgiving dinner. Number 6. One of my favorite moments in video games was the Mulgara fight. Not so much for the fight itself, even though it was epic, it was the music. That music, just listen! Hopefully I don't get copyrighted. Whoop, 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 whoop. That music fits so perfectly with the tone of this fight. The stage is grand, the boss is immense, and the soundtrack is just the icing on the cake that just makes you wanna... Number 5. This boss is so out of place in this universe. Why the fuck is there a robotic goat thingy in this world? What in the natural fuck? Not only that, but he's been frozen, yet he's the cause of all the problems? What? What? But damn, he makes for an exhilarating boss fight. This is probably the most dynamic boss in the Zelda series, and I adore it because of that. There is no, I just found the key item that will help me with the boss, or let me stand here and wail on it with my sword. No! This is balls to the wall, give your mama the double slap excitement. You roll around the room at the speed of dicks, you go off ramps, dodge bombs, rocks, lightning, and laser beams! Number 4. You see, Blizzetta is a lot similar to Blind from The Link to the Past. She's kind, she will help you through the dungeon, she's just an overall nice person, until she looks in the mirror. Then she goes ham! That was probably the scariest moment I've ever had in my flippin' life. I didn't see it coming at all. Just minding my own business. Played Zelda. Then boom, I'm in fucking a cardiac arrest. Thanks, Nintendo, you fucks. However, that music and this boss just it's really really good, except I hate ice physics. Fuck them. Fuck ice physics. But as for a general boss fight, this is actually a really good boss. Number 3. Whenever I think of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, I immediately think of Kome and Kotaku. Kotake. Whatever. I love the Desert Colossus or Sand Temple or whatever it's called. It's been too damn long, alright? But that temple was my favorite in the game. Its eerie music and all of its build up until a massive boss room and the battle with them. It just felt good. The scale of the battle felt grand and I enjoyed every second of it. Even though it was generally just a basic fight in which you fight with elements. How cliche. Number 2, bitch. This fight was a tie. It was a hard choice between this, Twilight Princess, and the Wind Waker Ganon fight, but the one in Ocarina of Time is the one that's most memorable. To me. Keywords. To me! Considering the fact that a few seconds ago you were escaping from Ganon's crumbling castle just to be faced with a dual-wielding piggy-looking spawn of Satan, felt exhilarating. This boss gave me the same feeling I got throughout most of the times while I was playing the Uncharted games. I call it the exhausted feeling. I just felt so tired because there was just so much happening, but my mind didn't want to stop because I was so excited from the fight. In just a moment, that kept me going. Until I gave his ass the signature forehead poke and saved Hyrule. It's a shame Link can never get laid by Zelda, because their bloodlines can't cross. Or maybe they do. Do they have royal branded condoms in that universe? Ribbed for princess pleasure? let me just start out by saying I was not a huge fan of Skyward Sword at all. Don't get me wrong, it was not, by any stretch of the imagination, a bad game. But I just blatantly didn't get the same feeling of joy that I got while I played it. I tried playing it again to give it another chance. I got the same feeling. I can't really put my finger on it either. To those who love the series, I would definitely suggest it, but I just couldn't get in it for myself. I don't know, maybe it was because of the fact that I was trying to compare it to the previous Zelda games in the series. I don't know, maybe I was overhyped. I just don't know. But whatever the case may be, it is not the same to be said for the final boss. Demise in his final form is quite possibly the coolest looking motherfucker I've ever seen in a video game. In a Zelda game, in the whole series, just look at him. He doesn't even fit into the game. Dude, go back to Street Fighter. And good lord, this fight is epic. He's not that tough. Hell, Twilight Princess Ganon was tougher. But it's the overall moment and the second phase of that fight that got my panties in a knot. When you gotta fucking shoot lightning bolts like Zeus having a temper tantrum, that moment and this boss just almost made the game for me. Not a huge fan of the rest, but that fight almost salvaged it. Alright. I know most of you won't agree with my choices on my bosses, but I frankly don't give two fucks in a biscuit. So anyway, in the comments section below, be sure to tell me what is your favorite enemy or boss in this game. That includes just a random ass enemy that you find on the ground. So if you like Octoroks, tell me if you like Octoroks. If you like any kind of sub-boss or big boss or whatever, I love big boss. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you didn't, go fuck yourself.
I'm a moosey, you're a moosey, we are all a moosey. Wouldn't you like to be a moosey too? Yeah.